Welcome to this lesson on improper integrals. Specifically, we are going to look at the case of infinite discontinuities. This is when the function you are trying to integrate shoots up to infinity or down to negative infinity somewhere inside your integration range. First, let's recall what a standard definite integral requires. Normally, for the integral from a to be defined, the interval must be finite, and the function must be bounded, meaning it doesn't go to infinity. If either of these rules is broken, we call it an improper integral. Today, we focus on the second case, where the function has a vertical asymptote. Here is what that looks like. Imagine we are integrating from a to b, but at some point c, the graph explodes upwards towards infinity. We cannot just calculate the area using standard geometry or basic integration rules because the rectangle at that point would have infinite height. We need a more rigorous approach. To solve this, we use limits. If the problem is at point B, we back off slightly. We integrate from a to a temporary point t, where t is just a little bit less than b. This integral is perfectly fine to calculate. Then, once we have that result, we take the limit as t approaches b from the left. Let's visualize this process. The blue shaded region represents the integral from a to t as we move the green line t closer and closer to the red asymptote line b. We are asking, does the shaded area approach a specific number, or does it just keep growing forever? This leads us to two possible outcomes. If the limit gives us a finite number, we say the integral converges. This means the area is finite, even though the shape extends infinitely upwards. If the limit is infinity or doesn't exist, we say the integral diverges. Let's look at a classic example. The integral from 0 to 1 over the square root of x. Notice that if you plug in 0, you are dividing by 0. This means there is a vertical asymptote at the start of our interval. Does this area converge or diverge? Let's calculate it. First, we replace the 0 with a t and set up the limit as t approaches 0 from the right. The integral of x to the negative 1/2 power is 2 times x to the 1/2 power. We evaluate this from t to 1. This gives us 2 minus 2 times the square root of t as t goes to 0. The second term vanishes. We are left with 2. Since 2 is a finite number, the integral converges. Here is the graph of 1 over the square root of x. Even though the curve goes up forever along the y-axis, the green area gets thinner and thinner fast enough that the total accumulated area is exactly 2. It is a finite area with an infinite perimeter. Now consider the integral from 0 to 1 over x. We perform the same steps. The integral of 1 over x is the natural log of x we evaluate from t to 1. This gives us natural log of 1, which is 0, minus the natural log of t as t approaches 0. The natural log of t goes to negative infinity. Subtracting a negative infinity gives us positive infinity. Therefore, this integral diverges. Sometimes the problem isn't at the edges, but in the middle. If you have an asymptote at point B between a and c, you cannot integrate straight across. You must split the integral into two parts, one from a to b and one from b to c. You calculate them separately. If even one of these parts diverges, the entire integral diverges. To wrap up, remember these key points. First, always check your function for division by 0 before starting. Second, use limits to handle those bad points formally. Third, remember the power rule. 1 over x to the p converges if p is less than 1. And finally, always split your integral if the asymptote is in the middle of your interval.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.